Show of hands, how many of you have ever used Vim in any capacity? Lots of people, awesome. Well, maybe this will be a refresher for you all, or maybe you open Vim and are wondering, why would anyone use that as an editor? I hear you. You might have opened up something that looks like very bare bones, no syntax highlighting, no line numbers. But what if I told you that with Neovim and some plugins, you could have a really cool dashboard when you open Vim, or fuzzy finding, and also rich LSP integration. Hi, my name is Bethany, and I am so excited to talk to you today on how I use Neovim as a Go dev. When I started using Vim 10 years ago, I didn't do it for efficiency. I didn't do it for simplicity. No, I did it to look cool, of course. However, in that time, I have seen the tool progress so much, especially with Neovim and the rich plugin ecosystem. I really believe that now is the best time to get started. You might be wondering, why use Neovim in 2025? I mean, editors have never been more powerful. You have AI-first editors like VS Code, or very tailored editors like JetBrains Goland, and those are all great tools. However, Neovim plugins have been able to keep up parity with current editors today. And that's why I believe that with Vim, you can make an editor that's uniquely tailored to your preferences. And so I'd love to showcase how I use Neovim as a Go developer. And I have a nice note for myself to turn on key casting so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So thumbs up, does this look good? Perfect. All right, so I have opened Vim, and I am going to do just a quick refactor. I am going to select some of these types we have at the start, and I'm going to move them into their own package. So I'll open up my file tree and add a reader.go package. We will make sure to declare a package, which our LSP kindly helps us out with. And Copilot was also trying to give me some hints there, but I already have this. And we also have auto importing, which is really nice. All right, so I think there was some diagnostics that I need to fix, so I can just open up my diagnostics pane and go to the first one. All right, we need to add the models package so it knows where to look for a book. So I am going to do that. All right. Once more. And we'll do it one more time. There we go. All right, great. I am going to go back to our reader package, and I want to add some struct tags here. So I'm going to say go add tag, and a package called Go, or a plugin called go.nvim helps us out a ton here. And now I want to generate some tests. So I will say go add exp test, which adds test for all our exported functionality. And we have this test file added here, and it generates a bunch of table-driven tests, which I love. So now I am going to pull up a cheat sheet right here so you don't have to watch me type more. And I'm going to go ahead and run our new test. Oh, we have a failure. So I am going to go find where I accidentally set the page wrong and try again. Awesome, and now our test pass. So that was just a little sneak peek of how I use it as a Go developer, but there are so many ways you can take this. Now I'm sure if you were a beginner, oh, let me turn off key casting so that doesn't get in the way. There we go. So I'm sure if you're a beginner, that might have been really overwhelming, and I get that. I do have some advice for those who might be wanting to start out. First, there's a helpful configuration package on GitHub called kickstart.nvim, which probably contains around 75% of what I just showed you. It's super helpful for getting started and extending on your own terms. Alternatively, always feel free to copy people's configuration. I'm just going to go ahead and give you permission now to copy mine if you want. Next, definitely keep your Neovim configuration in a repo. This gives you the more freedom and flexibility to modify it and iterate on it, and then be able to revert if you get into a bad place. Finally, I've been having a lot of success with using Copilot to update my configuration. I'm not a Lua dev, so it's really helpful to be able to brainstorm how to update my configuration with new features and functionality that I like seeing from other editors. One thing that you can't really shortcut is how to learn key bindings, but I have some tips to make it a little better. First, I'd recommend turning on Vim mode in your current editor. Most editors should have this, but this gives you the flexibility to learn the key bindings in a familiar environment. Next, there are lots of games and tutorials if you're still learning how they work or need a refresher on how to use them. I'm a big fan of cheat sheets. That's how I really learned Vim when I was starting out. And finally, kickstart.nvim has a key map help screen, which is super handy if you ever get in a bind. All right, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much for letting me talk about Neovim. I have some resources and information about me at this QR code or at gh.io/NYPE. And always remember, : Q exclamation point gets you out of Vim. Thanks so much.